All right, you will cry. All right, you will say. Okay, so when you are taking off the television set from your home, the children are going to cry. Okay, they are going to shout at you, they are going to weep. Okay, so they're gonna do everything, but still, all right, you have to say all right, no problem. Okay, so even if you get the anger, that doesn't mean that I'll take the television set back to our home. Okay, so we may not provide the television to you for your entertainment. You will say, but if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain? As I am suggesting you, okay, the poet is suggesting all the parents to take away the television set from their homes. Okay, so what are they going to do in the place of television? How do they entertain their children? Okay, so you will be asked this question after reading this poem, as I am suggesting that you have to throw away the set away from your family, from your home. So you are going to ask me the question, so how can we entertain our children? Because children need entertainment, isn't it? Everybody needs some entertainment. So in the same way, if the children needs to be entertained, what you have to do? Our darling children, please explain. Okay, so you are going to ask, because you love your children very much, that's why you can call them as darlings, because you love them so hard, so much. Okay, so you are really close to those people. Okay, and here, please explain. We will answer this by asking you, what use the darling wants to. So how can I entertain my children? Okay, so the parent is asking this question to the poet. So at the time, the poet can tell this answer. What is that? How the children used to play, how the children used to live in the past periods of time, how they used to behave in the ancient time. Okay, so you have to recollect all the memories, how our ancestors used to live in the midst of the families, in the midst of the people, how they used to play with others, how they used to spend some time with the family. So in the same way, your children must also pay some attention to the family, and they should read the books. They used to read so many books. Okay, and darling wants to do, and how use they keep themselves contented. Okay, so they have to be satisfied, no? So for example, if you are taking away the television set, you may not satisfy that person with the television. Okay, so if you take away the television, you have to replace it with something. Okay, so if you replace it anything which is not worthy enough to the television, then that person can complain that we are not very much excited about this, we are not very much entertained after watching this bookshelf or anything. Okay, they may complain about it. So you have to keep something or place something which can be satisfied with the television. Okay, so they have to gain such kind of entertainment which can be equal to watch the television. Okay, so that's what the poet said. Before this monster was invented, the poet is calling this one as an idiotic box, charter box, and also here the monster. Okay, the monster can take away your life. The monster can take off your life. You're gonna lose your life if you stand in front of a monster. Okay, the monster cannot leave you. Okay, you have to be dead if you stand in front of it. In the same way, if you are standing or if you are sitting in front of a television, that it can also take your life one day, but it may take some time. But anyways, it is going to take off your talent, it is going to take off your eyesight, your life. You're gonna lose everything, you will be inactive. Okay, so you cannot be like other people, other children in the society. You will be more attracted to the television set, and you will be more attracted to the electronical gadgets like mobile, computer, laptops, rather than playing with the other friends outside. Okay, so this is what is happening in the society, current society. Monster, have you forgotten? Don't you know? So now the poet is telling that, have you forgotten everything about the past? How they used to survive in the past? You forgot everything simply. Okay, the poet is telling like that. Have you forgotten the truth? Because our ancestors used to read books. Don't you know? Don't you know this? Because you were also there and you know about the past. And if you do not know, you might have read in the books, you might have read in the history records that how the people used to survive in the past periods of time. Okay, and we will say it very loud and slow. So I am going to say it with a loud voice so that everybody can understand the pain. Okay, everybody can understand my pain, because I don't want the children to be spoiled or exploited after watching the television. Okay, so they're losing everything. Then why should I allow those people? Some people are very much concerned about the society, they are very much responsible towards the society. Okay, so they are very much responsible about the nation. They have this patriotic feeling towards the nation. They wanted to increase their population, and they wanted to develop the knowledge of the children, so that they used to read. Okay, so they had read and read. So now the poet is telling that actually the people who lived at the ancient period, they used to read, and he wrote those words with the capital letters. Okay, so they used to read, all of them are capital letters, in order to emphasize you, in order to tell you the importance of reading a book, in order to make you understand how we made our lives so painful. Okay, so how are we pressuring our lives, and how are we losing our creative mindset. Okay, so he wants to tell everything. So that's why he was telling that those people used to read and read. They used to read so many books. Okay, that is the only duty they got. They got habituated to read many books because they like to read books. Okay, and they read and then processed to read. Okay, so they started reading, they were reading, and they were reading in the continuous period of time, because they are very much attracted to reading the books. Okay, they love to read books. If you read books, you will gain lots of knowledge. You can understand how to construct a sentence on your own, and you can understand how the people used to survive in the past, and you cannot make the mistakes which were already done by the people who lived in the past. So you are not going to make those mistakes anymore. You are going to learn everything. You will be a wise person. So these are all the advantages of reading those books. So now the poet is telling that you should also read the books. If you read the books, you can forget about this television set. Okay, that is what the poet is suggesting to all the parents who are reading this poem. Okay, and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott gadjokes. Okay, Great Scott means way of expressing surprise and amazement, and gadjokes, an exclamation of surprise or annoyance. After reading the books, you will be surprised to know the stories, and you will be excited to see all the imagination. For example, if you read one story, you are going to understand the surroundings of one person. Okay, so there is one man lives in a hut, so you can imagine there is a hut. Okay, and one person is living inside of the hut. Okay, there are some trees around the house, and you can see everything. You can imagine, you can use your brain, and you will be relaxed after reading such kind of books. You will be enjoying all the time. You can like the way of reading the books, and you will be enjoying after reading, after understanding the essence of the poet or the author, whoever has already written that particular story or a poem. You will be enjoying. Okay, so you like that idea. Okay, you will no longer think about those books. You will no longer worry about those the television set. You always wanted to read and read and read until you get fed up with that. So you'll be enjoying after reading those books. You'll gain lots of knowledge. So that's what the poet is telling. Everybody has to take away the television set, and they have to place a bookshelf in the place of a television, so that your parents can fill the bookshelves with lots of books, and you are going to read those story books, and you'll gain lots of knowledge, and you'll be entertained, you'll be happy. So that is what the poet is telling to all the parents, whoever is reading this poem television.